Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of NGS action. This is the third night in a row. Holy guacamole, that is awesome. My name is ISX, and I'm here tonight to bring you, and I'm pretty hyped up for this, going back to Division E, my roots, where it all began, and I've been able to cast, I believe, both these teams before, so it's great that they're going up against each other, but we got Mosley and the Arconauts versus Wood League Express. Two of these heavyweights going at it here in Division E. I love when these two teams play. If I remember right, Wood League Express does some really crazy things here on the Nexus. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that. I'll have to remember, but we are getting this lobby underway here. We are going to show you real quick before we get to the lobby. This is the map pick and bans going on. Alterac Pass was picked up. The bans are Infernal Shrines, Cursed Hollow, Battlefield of Eternity, and Towers of Doom. Sorry, I did not know. We actually did just jump in. You will get a black screen. I thought I'd have just a second to go over the map bans, but I will be able to go over both of them as we go through the rest of this game. But we are going to Alterac Pass. Geez, we kind of just jumped in there right away. The Alterac Pass, one of those massive maps with those 3 lanes. Objective can be prioritized, cannot be prioritized, depending on how the team elects to play this map. But champions like Falstad, champions like the Lost Vikings, we do see Hogger played quite a bit on this map as well. And then the Brightwing, any champion that can really create that global presence to be able to push a lane all the way on the opposite side of the map and get themselves in. Haven't seen too much of the Dahaka Murky getting banned. I believe I did see a Murky play coming out of Wood League Express one of the times. I don't think I was casting that night. So that is definitely probably a target ban going in against the Murky there. Wood League Express, maybe they'll get a chance to flex on a Murky later on tonight. But we do see some really interesting bans for Alterac Pass. I mean, if there's a one trick on the team that just loves the Samuro and the Murky, then absolutely ban it away. But typically we see more of the global heroes getting banned out here, and we're not seeing any of that so far. Deckard Cain getting banned, the old man not going to make his appearance here on Alterac Pass. And finally, something that at least semi looks like a maybe possible meta ban. Gazlo being the last one banned out here. Just love this ban phase coming out of these teams. Definitely these teams do more research on each other than me, and we see the Malfurion being prioritized over by Saraloth, wanting to go with that Druid. Gonna do some major rooting over some of these objectives, maybe throw down a silence or two. We will see. Meanwhile, Cassia and Sonya picked up by the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. Cassia gonna be able to put down quite a bit of burst damage. Sonya gonna be one of those tough bruisers in that top lane. Really has a pretty good matchup against most off lane champions right now, except the Leoric. But we do see the Mal'Ganis being the one to come in here, gonna be able to create a lot of havoc, if not much more. Crowd control is picked up by Mosley. We'll see if Mosley drafts a little bit more CC to deal with the demon, and Jaina being picked up as well. Has that high potential for burst damage, will be able to put down that water elemental to get that sustained damage, or go for the cheeky higher risk, higher reward play of getting that Ring of Frost, and Nova Bot being the one to go in on the Jaina here. So we do see a lot of burst and crowd control being put around this Mal'Ganis sleep. So we do definitely need to see some form of crowd control come out from Mosley. Uther still available, Stukov still available. Both good champions to counter a potential Mal'Ganis pick. We'll see if one of those get picked up here. But D.Va getting banned out by Mosley and the Arconauts, not wanting to see the mech here on the map of Alterac Pass. D.Va can do a pretty good job at putting some pressure in that double soak, able to rotate pretty quickly between that top and mid lane. So a solid ban out there. And we see the Zeratul getting banned out as well, not wanting to have that VP presence coming out from Mosley and the Arconauts, really not wanting to just always have to play a little more passively, wondering where Zeratul is on the map due to the stealth potential. But we see the Vala come out as that second auto attack DPS going with the double range, and Anduin being picked up. Anduin will be able to provide a little utility. It's crowd control stuns that will be able to land onto the Mal'Ganis, so he's going to have to be very on point with the Anduin there, but we'll see see if he is able to land some of these roots onto this Mal'Ganis, keep him out. But we see Varian coming in. I don't believe that's a taunt Varian, but it could be. They have a lot of damage with the Jaina. Varian's not going to outrace a Sonya. Like, even if he goes Twin Blade Variant, he may be able to brawl pretty well against her with Twin Blades, but I don't think he wins that, especially if she goes the Whirlwind build. So Taunt Variant, especially with the double mage. Now with the double mage, they 100% have to go with the Taunt Variant. Just going to go this double beefy frontline, like, smack 'em composition and use the Jaina and the Orphea to burst down. Arthas being picked up to provide a lot more frontline utility. Gonna slow that Mal'Ganis and Varian as they try to go and get that burst, but Arthas is gonna have a tough time getting into that Jaina and Orphea in the backline, and neither one having the auto attack potential. So Arthas's Frost on his E isn't gonna have as much value as we see into these auto attack champions. So we've got a double auto attack composition going up against a double mage composition. We've got beefy front lines on both teams. Malfurion and Anduin are going to duel off against each other here. This is just going to be oh so spicy. I cannot wait to get into this first game. I definitely have to give the nudge over to my man Arthas, being a tank man and loving playing Arthas. I just want to see Arthas have so much fun here on Alterac Pass. You know, frozen champion on a frozen map. Seems like it's got the support there. Give a little bit of home field advantage to the Arthas, but we'll see if Wood League Express are able to utilize this double mage comp, blow up with the Varian. We'll see how these two teams play it out on the blue side. Let's get the cheers going for this blue team. Mosley and the Arconauts. We got Arco sitting on the Cassia, Meding on the Vala. We got Robbie Black sitting on that Anduin. We've got Mosley, because it's Mosley's Arconauts, sitting on the Sonya, and we got Rusty on the Arthas. Meanwhile, give it up for your team, Wood League Express. On the red side, we've got High Admiral on the Varian, Novabot sitting on that Jaina, Saraloth going on the Malfurion, Ice Queen on the Orphea, Band-Aid on the Mal'Ganis, and you got to respect the coordination coming out of the team right here. Look at how pretty that caboose train is. Love it. Absolutely love the mount. It is so fantastic. I mean, Wood League Express dropping the flare. This is insane. Let's get these talents online so we can see how these teams are going to approach it. Cassia electing to go for that infinite stack kind of build there. Going to go for stacking up her Q quest. Going to be able to put out some serious damage in the late game. Meanwhile, Arthas going to try and land as many roots as he can to get that increased range and reduced cooldown on the W. Choo-choos coming out for the side of Wood League Express fans. Love it. Absolutely love it. Meanwhile, Sonya going with the block. Vala getting that hatred. She's going to get a lot of damage and increased auto attack speed. Gonna probably build that into that just solo burst Vala build, but look at the top lane. We got Mosley and High Admiral just duking it out here in this top lane. Varian going with that parry at level 1. Smart pick into a double auto attack comp for sure, but that just solidifies the fact that he is gonna go into this taunt Varian build and be an absolute menace to this Vala and this Cassia. Anybody steps a toe out of line, Varian is there with his double mage support buddies to burn them down. Both teams being able to pick up their camps, and that is the key to a good Alterac Pass map, is being able to get these camps on a timer. Unfortunately, the side of Wood League Express going with the double mage have a little bit slower camp clear. Excuse me, sorry, I've got hiccups and I don't know why, and I'm trying not to hiccup on an open mic, but we've got these two teams getting their camp picks up. We'll see if they can get these things on a pretty good timer. Should be able to get it again before this objective really starts to come online. And these teams just going to continue to duke it out. Sonya, Cassia in the bot lane. Sorry, Sonya. Jaina and Cassia here in the bot lane. And Jaina having the time of her life, putting down some serious damage. A little bit lower on the mana pool, but she should be able to top herself up, especially with that Arcane. I believe that's Arcane Intellect. Yeah, Arcane Intellect picked up at level 4. She will be able to get that mana pool back if she's able to keep that Frost on whatever target she is hitting. This is actually potentially looking to be a potential kill coming out of the Jaina here. She can get her cooldown spawns back up. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we got some scrapping going on between this Mal'Ganis and the Arthas, throwing down slaps back and forth. In the top lane, Varian actually does go with the Twin Blade. I thought it was going to be the taunt. He is going to try and outduel this Sonya and get some damage down. He's going to have a lot harder time dealing with the Vala and the Cassie, since both of them can peel themselves pretty easily with the Anduin. You know, the Twin Blade Variant will be able to jump in, but that's all he's going to be able to do. He's going to have a tough time sticking on the target. So we'll see if the Variant is able to get these cheeky flanks and be able to put down that damage, get enough down, or if he just elects to be like, you know what, I'm absolutely just split pushing. I want to commit to the split push hard and make them respond to the pressure I'm creating. The 4-man create the defense with the double mage composition. Smash, we're getting comments about Smash. Smash absolutely would be nuts too, but it's really tough to do Smash without getting the rest of the damage talents here. And you got to always factor in, again, the same potential problem with the Arthas and the Sonya. You jump in with the Smash, you get crowd controlled, and that's all she wrote for the Variant. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm really curious to see how this Twin Blade Variant fares into the backline going in here. The Arthas getting that level 17 stacks going up, needs to get to that magic number of 150 to be able to get that increased attack speed. But here we go, gank at the top. The root does miss by the Malfurion there, and so the Mosley will get himself to safety. Got his Arconauts to back him up just in case things could go wrong. He could also just boss. He absolutely could. 100% he could see and potentially do a boss that is available. Unfortunately, the boss just isn't as good on this map. Ooh, here we go. Variant going in on the Arthas. Arthas separated from the team, but Anduin is to the rescue. Gonna be able to pull everything back, but Arthas counter-engaging, going back in, getting himself fairly low. Sonya's in the backline. Variant is sitting there, but Sonya not engaging. Mal'Ganis getting a 4-man knock-up there, and then didn't have quite the amount of damage to follow it up with the Jane and the Orphea. But both are staying fairly healthy, and their mana pools are excellent. They should be able to defend this fairly well as long as they can keep the Arthas and Sonya in front. Sonya doesn't have leap yet. Arthas getting put to sleep. Orphea coming in to follow up with the damage, but everybody getting so low on the side of Wood League Express. Retreat pings coming out. We do see the root from the Arthas landing onto the Mal'Ganis, and that will be one dead demon. Everybody else has to run for their lives, get themselves to safety, heal themselves back up, see if they can delay with the Orphea poking from range. Malfurion can put down a couple pokes as well, but the camp is going to be focused by the Variant. Cassie going to go over and start the siege camp here as well, and meanwhile, a little bit, about a half-level lead going in favor of the Sonya. Yes, absolutely, Moshi. I can 100% see you. I do pay attention to what you guys are throwing down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I always love when people are throwing in a lot of chatter into the chat during these series. But we do see the side of Wood League Express going in, gonna try and pick up this camp yet again. Sonya coming in to try and delay. Arthas here to the rescue by Ice Queen. Oh, she did get interrupted by the Cassia Q. Gonna have to rechannel that, but gets it off no problem at all. Meanwhile, we just don't see the engage potential quite there. That will change once 10s come online, and Sonya is able to get that leap. The root coming out gets both the Vala, Cassia, and the Anduin. All three. Nice root coming out from the Malfurion, putting down that delay to be able to channel off this first objective. And Wood League Express are choo-chooing their way to this first objective. I anticipate this Variant is going to go off on his own. Jaina going to probably go soak up the bot. We're going to see the 1-3-1 coming out. Not going to have a lot of siege pressure due to the double mage comp, but they can keep all the lanes pushed out. We do see Jaina having a pretty good time against the Sonya here. She will be able to keep her mana pool fair. Oh, she hit the minion. Unfortunate there, but she should be able to just auto-attack that minion, get some of the mana back, and electing to use a lot of her skills to push out this minion wave rather than letting the minion do it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, minions down to about half health so far. Mal'Ganis trying to protect it as best he can. Arco actually getting fairly low. High Admiral putting down some serious damage on that Varian. Sonya able to heal herself up easily off the minions and now can bully Jaina away. That's the thing about that Sonya. Getting herself healthy is not a problem at all. Cassia trying to throw it out. It's a battle of the manaless champions up here in the top lane. Varian should have a little bit of an advantage with that, but we do see this rotation coming in by the rest of the team. Varian, you got to get yourself out of there, man. The stuns come down, and Varian is gone. Tens were picked up by the side of Mosley with their defense. They put on a little bit of a show there, introducing them. We've got Ball of Lightning coming out from the Cassia. We got Army of the Dead by the Arthas. We've got that Rain of Vengeance coming out of the Vala. We've got, the Holy Word of Salvation coming out of the Anduin. And Sonya still holding on, deciding what she wants to go. There's the leap lock-in that I was thinking was going to come in. Nice Rain of Vengeance, followed up by the root from the Anduin. Holy moly, what a play coming out from Mosley, landing that massive crowd control train, locking down the Malfurion and picking up that kill. Meanwhile, Tens now coming online for the side of Wood League Express. The parry coming out for the variant. We've got that, the Carrion Swarm coming out for the Mal'Ganis there. As expected, he's just trying to be as big of a meanie as he can in that back lane. We got Water Elemental coming out for the Jaina. We've got that Twilight coming out of the Malfurion, and we do see the Eternal Feast being the final ultimate picked up by the Orphea there. All ultimates are online. We're ready for some spicy fights. And I do anticipate, now that the 10s are online, if this Sonya can land a fantastic leap, get herself portaled to the back line, she is going to cause chaos to this Jaina Orphea combination. Jaina's going to need to get that level 1 talent finished off there to get that 15,000 damage to chill targets in order to be able to give herself that ice block, give herself a little bit of relief against the Sonya. But here's Varian just putting down the hurt onto the Sonya here in the bot lane. Camp being picked up by the side of Mosley and the Arconauts, gonna get this siege pressure going. Camp about 20 seconds away for the side of Wood League Express. We could see a potential invade for the camp or just elect to go for the objective. Sonya and Varian just duking it out, but Varian is putting a lot of damage. Gonna try and be that bully with the twin blade. Sonya actually using the leap there to get herself to safety. That's a big win for the Varian. He's very healthy and will be able to push out that bot lane. So if the rest of the team could delay here, Arthas being put to sleep right under the tower, the Eternal Feast being popped with the Water Elemental, Carrion Swarm being used by the Mal'Ganis, ends up having to get himself away. Arthas very good at being able to peel himself and gets himself back to safety, especially now that he's got that level 1 talent finished. Can root all those targets in the line with that. Unfortunate miss there. I thought Vala may have been landed it. Did not land the Rain of Vengeance. The rest of the team gonna go pick up this camp here in the top lane. Jaina just committing to the push right now, so the rest of Arconauts are like, yep, let's go pick up the objective. We see Jaina in the top lane. There's no way she can get down here in time. Ball of Lightning actually being popped by the Cassia. She's just walking with this Variant. He's sitting fairly low, but now the counter engage is coming in. Orphea, Holy Word of Salvation being popped by the Anduin, topping everybody off, and Jaina now coming down to join the fight. She is here. They're getting a little bit of push with these minions in the mid lane. Then they'll go and delay this objective as best they can. Here go the minions. Gonna get pretty good siege potential. We do see the rotation coming down. Mal'Ganis getting rooted out. There's the crowd control that we wanted. Rain of Vengeance being popped, but nice parry by the Variant, landing onto the Sonya there. Sonya does have her leap available. Eternal Feast being popped out. Sonya's sitting fairly low, doesn't get the leap off, and that is a kill going over for the side of Wood League Express. It is absolute chaos in this entire thing, but a pick up onto the Arthas as well. Variant staying very healthy, gonna continue to go in and just smack people around with this twin blades. As long as he can stick with the Cassia. Cassia trying to mount up there, taking the talent, but unfortunately not able to do so. He gets a second mount up and does get away. Anduin coming in with the heal there at the end, but look at the pressure that was created in this mid lane so far. They were able to play that absolutely perfectly, get that mid lane pushing. We're able to pick up the fort and now are channeling this objective to get the absolute maximum value from that camp pickup. Well done by the side of Wood League Express. It looked a little bit hairy for a second there, but Varian now going to go in and want to duel, and this Variant is a scrapping Variant. Ball of Lightning being passed by the Cassia. She's just diving in deep there. The ball being spread back and forth. Parry being used excellently again, but here comes the leap. Jaina, you are dead. Eternal Feast being put down by the Orphea. Able to land on a couple, but Sonya gets away from the Holy Word of Salvation. Can she spin her way to health? No, she cannot. Arthas now has to get on the run. The Carrion Swarm gonna heal Mal'Ganis all the way up. Varian gets his life traded out there. Big vault in coming from the Vala, maybe a little too aggressively there. Anduin able to pull her to safety. Orphea getting stunned out by the Rain of Vengeance, saving everybody's life, and that was a 2-for-2 kill going back and forth between these two teams. Holy cow. That was absolutely critical coming in for Mosley and the Arconauts, being able to stall out this objective. We'll see if they can delay it a little bit more. Meanwhile, Cassie going to go get that farm. Vala picking up the little bit of soak. Mosley still has the advantage, but they got to make sure they interrupt this. They don't want this to go off, or if you're able to finish the channel, and this is going to be the objective pickup. Nobody's in position to delay this, and now Cassie may end up going well. Oh no, they did leave it alone and didn't have anybody try and be that one solo person to defend, and it ends up getting the objective finished by Wood League Express. And now they've already got the pressure developed in the mid lane. Gonna go and put some heavy pressure here in the bot lane. Start sieging up this keep. Sonya gonna go and try and negate any pressure created in the top lane, but I anticipate, and Varian is rotating down a full 5-man siege coming outside of Wood League Express. They are ready to get some map pressure here. Root coming out onto the Mal'Ganis. That will be the end of those swipes, and we will see this siege 5-man in the bot lane. Sonya still cleared out the camp in the top lane. The rest of the team is here. The objective is approaching, and we will potentially see a nice fight develop. The root goes down onto the Sonya, and that is just an absolutely sorry. That was Anduin, not Sonya. Sonya's in the top lane. Anduin getting caught out there, and that's a huge pickup by Wood League Express. Their 2-man sleep coming out from the Mal'Ganis. Malfurion landing the root. Can they get the follow-up damage? Malfurion taking a couple tower shots, ends up going down. Vala sitting so low. Mal'Ganis able to get the finishing touches there. Ball of lightning being bounced back and forth, but Mal'Ganis is going to get himself to safety. Arthas falling a little too deeply there, and that's another pickup for Wood League Express. Also picking up the mid keep as well, so 2 keeps, and Sonya still now finally gets the recall off to come back and join the team. That was a massive pickup by Wood League Express. Possibly, you know, the Sonya was trying to commit to defending this fort and making sure she could clear the objective, but unfortunately trading away 2 keeps for that. The minute Anduin died, Sonya had to come back to help and defend, so big play coming out of Wood League Express. Gonna go start putting some pressure on this top boss and see if they can at least get this top fort siege down. The side of Mosley, they're on their heels. They got to find some pressure somewhere. They look like they're rotating down to potentially go pick up the boss in the bot lane. If this camp can get picked up quickly, unfortunately it is double mage, so it doesn't. You know, saying quickly and double mage only works when you're trying to focus on one hero. Everything else is slow. But the camp in the bot lane going to be picked up by the double auto attackers, which will go actually pretty quickly here. So we will see a boss for a boss trade. The side of Mosley, they will pick up the boss, then have to retreat to defend this keep because Wood League Express, they are choo-chooing their way to a 3 keep pressure on Alterac Pass here in game 1. And then we got the boss being picked up, the 5-man backing up here. We need to see some sort of play picked up around this boss, maybe find a way to push past the boss or just siege it out. This keep is getting absolutely pounded by this snow. Oh man, a 3-man stun coming out of the Punisher there. And this is going to be the keep going down. Mal'Ganis looking like he wants to go in. The root being landed by the Malfurion there. Carrion Swarm being popped. The stun assist coming from the snow monster there. And that is going to be all she wrote. The objective is online in 3 seconds. Wood League Express really at this point having a triple keep pressure, just have to play for their 20s. As long as they can just, you know, they don't even need to fight necessarily over this objective. If Mosley comes in, they can back out and give it up. They just need to find experience on the map, get their 20s. The amount of map pressure that's going to be created passively due to a triple keep capture is going to be insane, especially since the variant's not here. I would just back up if I was Wood League, go find some soak somewhere, just keep one person around to delay this objective and maybe pick up a camp or 2. Why not? We'll see what happens here, but the camp is starting to be focused by the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. They know they are on a timer. They've got to make a play happen, and they got to make it happen now. This is the fight. Malfurion getting pulled away. Sorry, that was the Arthas that was getting pulled away. I'm mixing it up. The leap going down onto the Mal'Ganis here in the backline. Kill secured coming out for the side of Mosley, but Varian coming in, lands the slow onto the Arthas. Now going to focus the Sonya. Jaina being super aggressive, gets the root from the level 16 talent. Orphea jumping in to finish that kill off. Vala trying to run herself to safety. Sonya stuck in between 2 mages and a Malfurion. Not a good place to be, and ends up going down as well. Anduin running for his life. Vala, meanwhile, sitting here retreating in a cheeky spot. Anduin using the Holy Word of Salvation just to delay that much more, and that is a 4-for-2 pickup in favor of Wood League Express. Vala going back, gonna try to defend this minion off. 20s are now online for the side of Wood League Express, and as long as they can get this channel finished, they will have a 5-man siege with this objective. That is going to be really tough to defend. Actually, Jaina going to go pick up this camp here in the bottom lane, get another siege minion for good measure, and she doesn't have to worry about anybody from Mosley and the Arconauts. We still got 15, 16-second death timers. Anduin sitting on 26 seconds, so this camp will be picked up as well. Will Mal'Ganis decide to go for the camp? No, he doesn't get it in time. Gonna just go to this mid lane. They got the 5-man siege in the mid lane. This is going to be a heroic defense if the side of Mosley and the Arconauts can somehow, some way to pull this off. The only way I think this could even remotely happen is they just run at them and smash them right now before the objective comes, because they've got no way of doing anything for defense if this objective gets all 3 minions into the core. We have a raid coming in from I'm Sexy Exy. Thank you very much for the raid. For those joining, this is a very impressive showing coming out of Wood League Express here in game 1, playing this double mage comp and playing it successfully here. We do see the Carrion Swarm being popped, Holy Word of Salvation pop, Sonya jumping in with the leap, actually finding a kill there, but the boss is getting very low. The objective is stalled out here. Arthas landing a root, and Mal'Ganis have to get himself to safety. They may have done it. This could be it. They could have defended this. The boss is regenerating. If they can kill this objective, it's just the Jaina and the Varian. Vala and Cassia are going to be able to shred this objective, and I think Mosley did it. I think they found that pick, the Sonya being able to land that massive leap. The boss is sitting so low, and Vala, Varian going to go and try to get the Holy Word of Salvation being popped again. Oh, I spoke too soon. Man, if they could have had just one person zone off those 2 DPS, we may have seen a great defense. But, I mean, handed over to Mosley, it looked like they were just up against the wall with no way of defending that game. Found a way to do it in the end and came away with a pretty stellar defense, just weren't able to be clutch enough. Alrighty, that was an exciting game number 1. Again, sorry the fight broke out, so I didn't get to finish my thought there, but for everybody here, make sure you go over to Sexy Exy's channel, give him a follow. That guy's been casting up a storm in these last couple days, has some great analysis too if you're looking on how to improve your play, to give some good insight for a lot of these compositions, how to play maps while he's casting as well. So be sure to drop over there, drop a follow. Thank you so much, and I am excited for all of you to join here. That was a very, very interesting game number 1. Looking forward to a game number 2 here. Looking at some of these stats, Vala able to pump out some DPS there. It was pretty impressive there. And Cassia was able to put out her fair share of DPS too. It looked like they were able to get it. They just weren't able to, you know, the Anduin, he did a pretty decent job at controlling the Mal'Ganis, but ultimately only having really the one form with potentially the Vala to deal with the Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis was able to land some pretty crucial sleeps there. And it was really tough to get past this front line of Varian Mal'Ganis to get to the Orpheus of Jada. Once Sonya was able to get that leap in, and we saw her landing it several times, I mean, that was the deciding factor for some of these fights for Mosley and the Arconauts, only being behind in 1 kill. But just the macro pressure that was created, especially with the Sonya being in the top lane during that second objective, it really felt like that was just the amount of macro pressure they were able to get in there was going to be a little bit difficult. Yes, for those in chat, this is a best of 3. So that was just map number 1. We could be in it for the long haul. I've actually had a pretty good track record so far this week of going all the way to game number 3s. I think I'm 2 for 2 so far this week for games going all the way to game number 3s. We'll see if we can make it 3 for 3, but I am pretty much just waiting to see where we're going to go here for game number 2. Mosley and the Arconauts, since they did end up losing that game, they will get the choice between first pick or map pick in this upcoming game. Looking over at some of these talents, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of some of these talent builds. Arthas, he's going for like this hybrid build, which, I definitely understand the Frost Presence at level 1 for sure. Gonna be, doesn't necessarily need the armor at level 7, so gonna go for that extra healing for the level 7 to survive some of that burst. So pretty standard coming out. Vala Starting with the hot pursuit and then going into the punishment build there. So going heavy into the W stacks. This is kind of interesting build coming out here. Definitely, this is the talent that definitely needed to be picked up. Glad that Vala picked that one up, but the rest of these kind of interesting, really. Playing like a really safe, kind of hybrid, want a single target, getting the mana core for like a lot of single target burst, but also using the arsenal punishment for like the AoE. So going like halfsies with both the single target burst and the AoE there. So not able to burn through some of these targets like the Variant and Mal'Ganis as quickly, but will be able to put down a little more burst onto the Orphea and Jaina if she can get herself close enough there. So I definitely think the Holy Word of Salvation coming out of the Anduin was a big critical factor. I'm so glad Jaina decided to go with the Water Elemental there. Really, I called the Variant wrong. I thought it was going to be a taunt Variant for sure. Electing to go with the Twin Blade Variant, but we could see he definitely bullied around in the off lane. So yeah, otherwise pretty standard stuff coming out from most of these players here. I'm going to get you guys back over to the map so you can see what's going on. I do know where we're going for map number 2. I don't know who necessarily picked it. Waiting on one last person. Currently, I am on the side of Wood League Express. I would love to play with Wood League Express. That would be so much fun. But we are going to go to Garden of Terrors, and that was picked up by the side of Wood League Express. So the side of Mosley electing to go for that first pick here, wanting to get basically that first pick priority, see if they can get something that they really feel comfortable on. Garden of Terror is going to be able to provide so much camp clearing potential. There's so many camps to clear out on this map. Being able to pick a champion like a Greymane, like the Sonya again, could potentially come back into it. Seeing these teams focus on some of those. Oh, we got a little bit of break. I thought we were jumping in here into game number 2, but we did get a bio break. But seeing those champions who do excel at camp clearing is going to be important. You can also see a lot of teams pull out the stall tactics, being able to delay the channel of the objective and put some split pressure in with the minions. And then there's always the potential. I always hope for. Murky. Well, maybe we'll see it banned again, but the Lost Vikings definitely pretty good on a map like Garden of Terror. So we could see a potential Lost Vikings map coming out here. Just going through some of these chats, got a lot of fans for both teams. This is awesome. Love to see both teams get their viewers come out here. Think the Twin Blade added so much value for the offlane and the macro. It absolutely did. Like there's no question that the Twin Blade, he was definitely bullying off the Sonya. My just big question mark was the amount of slow and peeling potential that the Arthas had. Like I said, once the variant jumped in, would he be able to stick on the target that he was trying to get due to Arthas just being like, if I stand anywhere remotely close to you, you're not going to be able to get those attacks off with the Twin Blade. And then going to get something like a Vala who can just, you jump in, she puts Rain of Vengeance down and vaults herself away. You can't stick very well to a Vala with the variant unless you get that lockdown taunt target. And they had the double mage. That was the real thing. Like, is he going to go taunt with the double mage and just be like, look, I got this insane amount of burst damage. If I can find my way onto this Cassia who's diving in too aggressively, I just taunt her right in front of the mages and say, there you go, free kill going in there. But they elected to go for the Twin Blade, and it provided a lot of value, able to bruise off that Sonya in the offlane, just bully the stuffing out of that Sonya. We could see it happening several times in that map, and was able to get some pretty good value in those team fights as well, plus the siege potential. We never did see him go for that solo boss play, but he could have if he wanted to. He just didn't feel like he needed to. And we've seen like a couple other champions, teams who definitely know, or people who definitely know these teams better than I do, throwing out some picks that may come out in some of these players here. Looking for some flex players. Looking at like some Zeratul, some Murky coming out. Zeratul was banned later in the game, so we'll see if, or was he second ban? I think he was actually second ban now. It was Samuro, Murky, Zeratul, and Deckard, I think, was the first bans. But we are ready. We got readies coming out from both teams. Let's see if we can get here in game. We got trains galore coming out in the chat. Holy cow. Look at all these trains. And here we go. Garden of Terror, 1-0 to Woodlake Express. Let's see if there are any changes to the bans. I don't anticipate it. It's a smaller map. If there ever was a champion to be banned, I'm trying to think out for one ban for each team. I mean, the Cassie was able to pump out a serious amount of damage and the Vala, so maybe looking into that, Anduin was able to land a couple critical Holy Words of Salvation, but I think I would definitely give the nod to the Vala potentially just because she can do a lot of good things on a map like Garden of Terror as long as she can have a good front line. But these teams electing to go with the same first two bans. Meanwhile, on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts, looking at something to ban away from Woodlake Express. If they don't draft the CC again, getting rid of that Mal'Ganis would be important. I think Mal'Ganis is easily counterable, so we may not see the thing. But here we go. We got to change. Chromie getting banned out here in game number 2 has excellent play potential to zone people off, basically block off an entire entrance to an objective with those Sands of Time. And Deckard. So everything the same except I believe the Zeratul is available. So Zeratul, only one that is going to be potentially picked up here. They don't have to pick it in this rotation. Don't have to first pick it. If it's Arco, that's the one that we're going to see the Zeratul play come out on. They can pick it in their second rotation before the second ban phase. They're waiting their dear sweet time to figure out where they want to go, and they're going to go with the Gazlowe. That's right. Zeratul's banned in the second phase. Gazlowe was banned out in the first phase in that game number 1. But the Gazlowe actually sets up a pretty solid wombo combo with the Zeratul. Malfurion, Mal'Ganis both being locked in again by Woodlake Express, running it back so far. We'll see if they get the rest of the composition. Looking at some of these Chromie comments coming in. Ice Queen apparently playing a mean Chromie. And we get the Cassia and the Tassadar. So we're seeing Cassia run back again, and we see the Tassadar being picked up here by Ding. Tassadar going to have a pretty good time at being able to put some pain down on the Malfurion. Also going to be able to wall off teams in some of these objective fights due to the fact that there are small pathways to the objective that are easily walled off. So if Tassadar can get a good team split with a wall, that would be absolutely fantastic. Sexy Exy coming in with the gifted sub to Moshi. Moshi just giving so much love that Sexy Exy is like, dude, you got to have the sub. Congratulations, Moshi. Your emotes will be unlocked hopefully this weekend, and then you will be able to spam away the emotes on this channel. Should have a good time. Choo choo trains coming out. I mean, Moshi, let's see a lot of this flare coming in. Thank you so much for the sub. Absolutely appreciate it. Do love everybody being able to come over and have a good time on this channel. And we do see the Sonya and the Johanna band coming out here. I do apologize. I should point out, I do not have notifications turned on for follows, subs, all those things, but I definitely notice them and will call them out. I just don't want to distract with shiny bells and whistles away from a competitive match. If you watch me play Storm League or decide to get in with some Storm League with me when I'm streaming, you can get all the bells and the whistles there. That's for sure. I'll have them on during that time. But for now, we are getting a Varian and Orphea picked up by the side, literally running it back right now. They're just missing the Jaina, and they're going to put that same composition out there. Let's see if they just do it. Oh, they go for the false dad. Darn, I thought they were going to run back that entire comp, but Mei, Lucio picked up. Lucio having a lot of walls to ride around on, going to be able to put down some massive high fives. I anticipate it's going to be a high five against this team since it's going to be that twin. Well, maybe since it's a twin blade variant, he'll see what the 10 picks up, may flex around it, but with the Malfurion route, he may elect to still go for that high five, but Mei going to be able to put down some of that crowd control, use the avalanche to get the team a pick onto some of these squishy backliners coming out. And I'm getting comments that Rusty has an awesome Mei. I'm excited for the Rusty Mei. Hey, it's Captain Hen. What's up? When are you guys playing next? I want to get into cast you guys again here soon. But yeah, these comp. I mean, This is another just Brawlicium match coming out here. We're gonna see some crazy wombo combos. I mean, Tassadar can get everybody caught into a grab bomb. Just look out. That's gonna be absolutely terrifying to deal with. Meanwhile, that Orphea onto the Falstad, Malfurion route. I mean, it's gonna be an absolute bloodbath here. But let's get these teams introduced. On the blue side, we've got Mosley and the Arconauts coming in. Meeting sitting on that Tassadar, Rusty on the May. We got Mosley on the Gazlo, Arco sitting on the Cassia, and Robbie Black on the Lucio. Meanwhile, I got to get over here to my team, Wood League Express, see if they pull out the trains yet again. We got Band-Aid sitting on the Mal'Ganis, Ice Queen on that Orphea, Novabot on the Falstad, High Admiral sitting on the Varian, and Saraloth sitting on Malfurion. No trains! Aw, bummer. They did it game one. Maybe just their flair for game one. I'm glad I got it in game one. Didn't decide to pull it out here in game two. But these teams scrapping it back and forth. We'll see if the Variant elects to go for that Twin Blade comp. He will be able to clear camps pretty quickly with that Variant. Meanwhile, the Mal'Ganis gonna be that frontline beef again. Again, not a ton of crowd control drafted from the side of Mosley and the Arconauts to deal with that Mal'Ganis. So we'll see if that Mal'Ganis is able to cause as much chaos in game number 2 as he was into game number 1. Falstad, gotta get yourself into a safe situation. Uses the dash away, but the Tassadar able to wall it off, securing the kill and first blood for the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. Falstad going for that Q build as well. The Q build actually getting a bit nerfed with the last patch. It was pretty much changed, but the scaling was changed a bit, so it can get higher value later, but doesn't get as much value now. But he does have the boomerang, so we'll see. I mean, maybe he'll put on a pretty good show with that Q build, but he's got to get the stacks going. Meanwhile, we see the side of Mosley picking up their bruiser camp here in the bot lane early. Meanwhile, Orphea going ahead and trying to clear out this camp by herself on the Lich Queen. This camp, pretty good pick up there considering the first objective going to be in that bot lane, so not going to be able to provide as much value for the split push potential as if the objective was in the top lane there. But let's see if the Tassadar here can keep up some of those walls, get some picks. You know, Falstad's one of the hardest ones to be able to lock down. He can just dash over the wall, but playing around that dash was pretty good here. Let's see if the rest of these teams, both teams doing a pretty decent job on camp clear. Tassadar and Gazlo being on camp duty. Orphea and Malfurion actually passing it up. Going to go and help them Falstad first in the bot lane with the siege camp, which is getting a pretty good value. Gets a lot of this first turret down. Not able to get the rest of it. Does get the wall as well. Gazlo using the minion to siege out here. He doesn't want to lose this experience there. So trying to get as much of the camp under control as he can before he has to go and soak up that experience there in the top lane. We'll go back and finish it off. Heading there now, but unfortunately the boss did reset. And here we go. We do see two members still finishing off the camp. We have Mosley and the Arconauts setting up to get this first objective. Picking up there, Lucio comes down again. I was going to say, Cassie was tanking all 4 minions there. This is non-contested. Lucio will be able to get this, and that is the first objective being picked up by the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. Maybe able to get a little bit of macro pressure on the opposing team, able to get that camp secured, and then put the pressure on to get that first objective. So pretty well done by the side of Mosley in this first objective. Let's see if they can keep this pressure up. Varian getting those twin blades back online. Gonna start having a good time clearing out this camps and putting some pressure there on the Gazlo in the top lane. Meanwhile, Falstad in the bot lane, gonna continue to go against this Cassia, which it's just gonna be a tough lane. Like he can put down some burst with the Q, but he's gonna have to wait until much later in the game to be able to really put down some of that hurt with the Q build. And Tassadar finally securing this camp here in the top lane, getting some pressure. Unfortunately, it was picked up with the top lane objective, so it won't get as much value. But Varian getting a little bit caught out here. Cassia jumping in, but the root critical to make sure that Tassadar does not have any follow-up potential. A nice knockback from the Mei to keep everybody away from the Mal'Ganis. Falstad able to jump himself over the wall to safety. Varian going back in on the Gazlo. Gazlo not able to land the stun, but using it more for that peel. We do see the Mei pop in the path. passive getting controlled here by the Mal'Ganis, being put to sleep. Varian jumping himself in. Mei is so low, not able to get killed at 79 health. Malfurion has to get off the channel. Gazlo jumping all the way in to delay this. May have jumped in just a little too far. The root going down onto the Tassadar. Another kill picked up. Oh, Orphea was dancing around in the middle of that Psystorm, so that is a return kill going in favor of the Tassadar. If Cassie can get one more Q onto this Falstad being pretty aggressive with the block there, not quite able to get that kill for the Cassie. So it's eventually all a 2-for-1 kill favor of Wood League Express, but that does even up this experience pretty even at this point. A little bit of a lead for the side of Wood League Express, but the camps are pretty much crashing into the opposing team's lane. Meanwhile, Falstad sitting at about 16 stacks, so was able to get a few stacks in that fight. Ooh, unfortunately, Mei wasn't able to land. She was charging before the wall went down, so had to go the long scenic route. Wasn't able to finish it, but we see a potential camp invade coming out of the Cassie here. Call being made. Mei is here. They have good numbers here and may be able to steal this camp away here in the top lane. Nice pickup again coming from Mosley and the Arconauts. Varian was coming down to rotate, but unfortunately the camp has already been stolen away. Falstad getting in position to start contesting and maybe clearing out these seeds here in this third objective. Meanwhile, we do see the Mal'Ganis going in deep. The root landing perfectly on the Tassadar. The sleep going down. The knockdown coming out. That was a massive crowd control chain. And Tassadar does go down. The rest of the team from Wood League Express backing off, happy with their kill, gonna go pick up this objective, get their consolation prize. We'll see if the Mei can throw a snowball to delay, electing not to do so, and gonna get herself back to safety. Gonna go ahead and try and pick up the Bruiser camp, but here comes Varian wanting to contest this. Tassadar is online. He's got to run himself back, but the health are so low for the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. Wood League Express is here. Their 10s are almost online. Tassadar is coming into the fight, but the camp is stolen away. 10s are completed by the side of Wood League Express, and here they come. Gust picked up by that Falstad. Eternal Feast again by the Orphea. Twilight Dream picked up by the Malfurion. We got Parry coming out of the Varian, and again, that Carrion Swarm coming out of the Mal'Ganis, stealing away another camp with their level 10, and this is going to be Wood League Express making absolutely leaps and bounds on far as the macro pressure with this level 10 advantage. The side of Mosley, they got to find somehow some way to soak up some of this experience, get themselves on an even talent here for this third objective, or it could be absolutely devastating with this first Garden Siege coming out. Falstad just putting down the pressure. The one thing the Q build Falstad definitely does well, it clears waves super quick. So he can provide a lot of lane pressure, already flying himself up to get ready to contest this last objective. Mosleys are picking up the camps. We got the ultimates coming online. Ice Wall being picked up by the Mei, Black Hole by the Tassadar, that grab bomb by the Gazlo, Sound Barrier by the Lucio. We got Ball of Lightning, but Varian getting caught out, does pop the Protect, but the ball crashes onto him, and that is a kill going down for Mosley, getting disengaged by the Gust, but gonna re-engage. Mal'Ganis actually popping the Varian Swarm and going in aggressively. This could favor, maybe a misclick there. I'm guessing that was a misclick. Orphea getting caught in the Ice Wall. The Mal'Ganis ends up getting himself to safety, but that will be a second objective picked up by the side of Mosley. I have fat-fingered many a times before. I cannot blame him one bit. It's like pot calling the kettle black, but it definitely was not intended to drop the grab bomb in that position. And we do see the side of Mosley and the Arconauts sieging up this mid lane. Actually going to go up and look like they potentially set up a camp still, but it's a 5v4. Gazlo is not here, so they got to be very, very careful with this invade. Varian coming in, puts down a massive amount of damage onto the Tassadar. Cassia going to get herself away. Tassadar putting down some damage. Mei getting herself in the front, gets put to sleep. The light bomb being popped by the Lucio. The rest of Wood League Express going back for the camp. Mosley's just got to give it up, let the Gazlo put some pressure here in the bot lane. Picking up one turret, going to go and try and pick up a second turret here. Camp being picked up by the side of Wood League Express, but look at this experience. It's pretty much evened itself out yet again, and this is where we're going to see all the meat and potatoes as far as a team fight. Everybody's got their ultimates online except for the Mal'Ganis and the Lucio. This is the third objective for both team, and here we go. We will get a massive fight, but side of Wood League Express picking up camp timers at such a great time. Going to get the siege minions in the mid lane, the Bruiser camp here in the top lane. Mosley has the advantage with the positioning. Can Gazlo get himself set up? Mei looking for that pick, gets the Ice Wall and locks off that Gallstad, but the gust being utilized to blow everyone away and keep this fight from happening. Good disengage, and now the re-engage is on Varian trying to get in. Finds the stun onto the Cassia. Gonna just go toe-to-toe with the Cassia there. Carrion Swarm being popped, the Black Hole, the Grab Bomb being caught onto the Mal'Ganis, but Varian able to finish off the Cassia in the back. Lich Queen, or Ice Queen, sorry, getting killed by the Orphea there, but Falstad jumping in way deep, going in for this Tassadar, ends up finding the kill. Lucio's got to get himself away, can't ride that wall to safety, and Mei is gonna have to go back. Gazlo and Mei are gonna have to go and start clearing out some of these waves. This will be the first objective picked up by the side of Wood League Express. All their minions have pushed the lanes out perfectly for them, and this objective is gonna get a lot of value since these minion waves are already pushing onto shut down forts. Holy cow. This is absolutely critical play coming from Wood League. This is going to be a massive amount of macro pressure. They should have all 3 forts here, no problem, due to the death timers. And they are sieging up this bot lane yet again with the Mal'Ganis, Varian, and Malfurion. Not going to have the highest damage to get some picks, but they will be able to defend the boss pretty well with their crowd control. Orphea coming in to provide some of that damage to really make teams pay to commit to this bot lane defense. Meanwhile, Gazlo committing to finishing out that midway. The Eternal Feast is being dropped by the Orphea there in the backline. Top has been finished off by the Falstad. Gazlo actually able to defend the mid, so it was only 2 forts instead picked up. Fury Variant, I thought only Take Variant existed. I mean, Take Variant, ooh, Gazlo drops a grab bomb to get himself to safety. Gets a 3-man grab bomb, but that's about it. Getting picked off there. Nice rotation. The hiccups are back. I apologize. By Wood League Express getting the kill onto the Gazlo, and now they're going to get their prize. This 3rd fort should be picked up, no problem. The actual sleep and root going out from the Malfurion onto the Cassia, but the wall able to prevent any type of engagement there. But camps are going to start being stolen by the side of Wood League Express. So, yeah, I mean, going back to the variant, like I said, the Twin Blade variant, I expected Tom variant in game 1, came out Twin Blades, it worked. So here we go, we're running it back again. He's going to have really good camp clear. That's the one thing that I do like about the Twin Blade variant on this map, is he's going to go ahead and claim all these camps by himself. Easy peasy, and if he gets into that solo lane, can siege up a lane very, very quickly as long as nobody is able to respond. So they've got a lot more siege and camp pressure. They just lose the lockdown potential, but it makes at least a little more sense with this one, not going with the double mage this time, to go more of that Fury variant instead. But yeah, pretty much all the weaknesses we talked about in game 1 are coming and being talked about in chat in game 2. Varian is very susceptible to being crowd controlled and having no value. But if Varian's able to get the camps and put the pressure on these side lanes, that's all the value he's really looking for at this point. But we do see the bottom lane being cleared out by the side of Mosley. They really don't have to fight over these first 2 objectives. They can give this objective up, try to get on that even talent tier again, and then pick a fight around those level 16s. I would expect the 4-man just to stay here in the bottom lane and siege us up, maybe get a return for it. They look like they're now making that call to come back. Backing up a little bit. I don't know where they're originally planning on heading, but now they got their direction, their course set, and they're backing off. I guess they don't know where the Orphea and the Malfurion are. They don't realize that the camp is being picked up there, so they're not wanting to get caught out here. I guess that's a pretty good reason to back themselves up. Not going to be able to pick up the fort. Had they just gone straight for the fort, that fort definitely would have fallen instead of being stood still standing, and they have to find this 16 somehow, some way. This might be a good way. These huge minions are going to push this entire minion wave right into their base, so that at least they can pick up some easy experience pretty safely here. And now we do see 16s coming online. We do see a potential pause coming out due to a disconnect here. We will get ourselves back in, but that just gives me more time to get over to you guys and check out what's going on in the chat. You guys are chatting up a storm. I absolutely love to see it going on here. It's always more fun when the crowd is just as involved in this game. Sometimes we get those games where it's like one person says hi and that's it. Everybody else talking about talent picks, love it. Talking about the Varian, talking about the Cassia. And now we're just waiting to see what's going on. But looking at this next objective, I mean, the side of Mosley, they don't necessarily have to fight over this next objective? They absolutely can if they want to. They're not in the best of position yet, having to clear out some of this macro pressure, but they can probably get down there in time and look to find that selective fight. All ultimates are online for both teams here, so we can see a really big firework type of display in this next team fight. But we really are playing around those grav bombs coming out of the Gazlo. If the Gazlo can find a way to time it well with that black hole, Tassadar kind of grouping everybody up and Gazlo putting down the grav bomb, that would be the combo they are looking for to let Cassia just pop off here with her damage. If Mei can find that isolation, this next objective is in a great area to get some isolation with the ice wall. We could see it happen. But Falstad has been landing some pretty critical gusts. We've got readies. Everybody's back in the game. Countdown is coming through. Let's get this game underway. We'll see how Mosley and the Arconauts decide to respond. Will they go ahead and pick up this objective, or will they give this second objective up and go for the siege? It looks like they're rotating down for the potential fight, trying to get these next objective, and we'll see if they can do it. Looking for the grav bomb black hole combination coming out from the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. Mei getting the scout onto the variant. Well done. Not going to get caught by any cheeky plays, but they got to also scout out the Mal'Ganis sitting right here. Mal'Ganis getting himself away, not going to commit to the Tassadar quite yet. And the team just delaying for the siege minions. The wall going down, not able to isolate anybody else off yet. Variant jumping in. He sees the Lucio, wants to find the Lucio. Mal'Ganis committing in. We do see the grab bomb landing onto the Mal'Ganis, and that is it. We see the carrier swarm, everybody getting disengaged with the gust, but we see Cassia jumping in all the way. Is able to mount up. Can she get herself away? She will. Oh, Falstad says no. Oh, he's not able. There it goes. I thought he was just going to be able to tap that W button and get the kill, but Ice Queen getting very low. Does get away from the Tassadar this time. Is going to be able to get herself healed back up by the Malfurion, but Varian's got to be very careful. Jumping in with almost no health. The Protect goes down. He gets a little bit of a heal, but they can't find that last little bit of burst damage. Varian still somehow alive and does not go down. Malfurion, Mei is in the backline, finds the return kill onto the Malfurion, but Lucio has to get zoned out. That's a 3-for-1 pickup. Gazlo gonna go down as well. 4-for-1 pickup as well. Oh man, the Orphea and the Varian just refuse to die, both sitting at like sub 100 health. That is just absolutely insane. I mean, Mosley almost had it there. They have one more shot. 20s will not be online before the next objective. This keep probably will fall down here with the siege that Varian is going to be able to provide. So they will lose a keep in the bot lane, but they only have to go and win this next objective, and they will get a massive push out of it. I'm curious to see if Woodley Express is going to go pick up some of these camps here to try and create some more map pressure. We got a pretty good minion wave sieging up in the top lane. Mosley hasn't gotten to respond to it yet, trying to push out this bot lane. They've got time. They don't have to worry too much quite yet. They have to get somebody in position to delay, though. The camp in the bot lane going to be picked up by the side of Woodley Express, but they're taking a little bit too long to finish this off. They're going to have to rotate safely now, and the side of Mosley are going to have to go. They got to force this now. The longer they wait, their passive experience is going to favor Woodley Express. They can't let the 20s come online. They're picking up the camp, but the camp is just a bait. They got to go find this fight. 19's almost on. Finished for the side of Woodley Express. Tassadar is nowhere to be seen, and this Mal'Ganis coming in, gonna pick up this fight. Mei going in, but the objective is finished. Now the ice ball goes down, lands onto 3. The Gust go down, but isn't able to get it away. Grab ball coming down. That's a 2-man grab ball by the Gazlo onto both the targets they're looking for. That is Orphea and Varian both going down. Malfurion is not gonna get himself to safety. 3 kills going over for Mosley and the Arconauts. Huge play. Now they got to defend this mid and top lane. Top lane is gonna get stalled out by the siege minions, but they got to get here and prevent this keep from falling. Bot will eventually die to the core. They can get a couple shots onto it to make sure it dies, but the pressure has to be stopped in this mid lane. Good start coming out from Mosley. Even though they were down 20s, they found the pick and were able to get that Grav Bomb combo to finally work for them, and that was a huge pickup. So now they should have no problem getting their 20s online, and their 20s will be available. They have the advantage for this next objective. You know, they have 2 to the opposing team's 0 now. So if they can find one more play like that and get the objective, we could see a huge comeback coming out of Mosley and the Arconauts. I mean, Woodley Express, it was just an unfortunate gust by the Falstad. He tried to disengage, and it would have been beautiful if he had just changed the angle ever so slightly and blown everybody to the max range. Instead, that pesky wall got in the way and everybody was stopped from being blown back, so they were right there to be able to jump on that grab bomb from the Gazlo there. Falstad has been landing absolute critical gusts all game long. I do anticipate that he will get one more in this game, so it's really going to come down to this final team fight. We see the Mei coming down in the bot lane. Mosley finally going to go and sneeze on that bottom fort, getting a fort in their favor, and now going to go and try and create some pressure. But we got another DC coming out from the Lucio. Second pause going to come out here for the disconnect. But holy moly, we've got a game. Like, even though they're down a keep, we now have a team that is back in this. 20s are online. Looking at these level 20 towns picked up by the side of Mosley, we got an infinite lightning come out of the Cassie. If everybody stays grouped, Cassie is going to get so much value. Shatter coming out from the Mei, so they're going to be able to put down extra damage and reduce the armor for everybody that she catches in that ice wall. Force barrier coming out from the Tassadar here. It's going to get those walls a little bit longer, and he's going to be able to put them down from a much safer position. Grav bomb, or sorry, now it's a miniature black hole. For the Gazlo there, it's going to make this grab bomb just absolutely huge, increase its damage, and potentially get it on a spammable objective. And Bossa Nova picked up by the Lucio. Here we go. Countdown coming in. Back into the game. Lucio is here, and we will see when this next objective is going to happen. This will be absolute fireworks coming out from both these teams. The good news is Mosley has a camp they can go pick up. And they can get that camp and use it to create at least a little bit of map pressure around this objective. Mei gonna go clear out. Somebody should have gone and helped this poor Mei out. Like, this is a tough job for just a Mei to handle. I would love to have seen, like, either the Gazlo or... Ooh, can they get this? All right, they are able to get it safely, able to get themselves away. Mal'Ganis actually getting separated out. The rest of the side of Woodley Express able to clear out this camp. And now we're going to see this objective picked up by the side of Wood League Express. Again, mostly they don't have to compete for these first two. If they would rather split push, they absolutely can. They can clear out the map pressure and make sure that the waves are not going to collapse on their keeps when they do this delayed fight over the objective. So first objective being picked up by the side of Wood League Express. And now we see the side of Wood League Express going to go pick up some more camps. Cassie actually rotating in. We may see a potential call for a steal, see some fireworks early. The teams are set. The face-off is here. Mei decides to go in, but then backs off. Malfurion landing two-man route. Two sleeps coming out from the Mal'Ganis ice wall being thrown down. Will be buck up. Thankfully, it is a pretty short cooldown by the Mei. The siege camp already picked up. Falstad going up into the camp. Mei should have her ice wall up. They have to delay. Ooh, the Gus, unfortunate miss onto the grab bomb there. Ooh, where's the grab bomb? There it is. There's the grab bomb. It lands onto two. And we do see the black hole being thrown out. Mal'Ganis actually getting crowd controlled here. Gets very low. Not able to get himself to safety. Cassia holding onto the ball, but that was a lot of ultimates popped by both teams. Actually, the only thing available is the Karen Swarm. I believe the black hole interrupted the Karen Swarm, so it is back online. Twilight Dream for the Malfurion still available, but Cassia is holding on to her ball of lightning. Will be able to put down a huge amount of damage here, and Mei's ice wall is almost back up. Lucio starting the channel, getting it down to half volley. Unfortunate sounds coming out there, and everybody has back, but the bouncing balls is happening. Cassie is just throwing himself in the middle of the team, getting the root coming out. The balls are still bouncing and will continue to bounce. Everybody's staying grouped up. Cassie does go down, but Orphea gets hit by those bouncing balls. Varian has to get himself safe. The balls are still bouncing. Holy moly, look at the value coming out of those bouncing balls, and that will be 3 kills. Oh, the Carrion Swarm. I called it too early. The Carrion Swarm gets Mal'Ganis away. Mei finding the pick onto the Malfurion. The wall coming out huge there, and that will be another kill. That is what we're talking about. There is the 3 kills coming out for Mosley and the Arconauts. They do have the minion spawning deep inside their base. Top lane is what they should be pushing right now. They're going bot to potentially try and end in the bot lane, but death timers are going to be so long. They should push with the minion in the top lane, try to get as much value as they can, but they're going to go commit to this bot lane push. At least bring the DPS with you, but here they go. They got the minion wave cleared out. They're going to go and try to find this keep. Everybody will be back up for this defense. It's going to take at least 20 seconds for this boss to get all the way up to the keep. So Falstad able to clear out this top lane, then we'll be able to rotate and try and clear out this mid lane. But we do see the 4-man here. If they can find the staggered pick onto the Mal'Ganis here, the ice wall, or the wall coming in huge. Grab bump does catch the Mal'Ganis. The stun onto the Falstad, and oh my gosh, Black Hole coming out, gets the Mal'Ganis, and can they get the Falstad? No, the Gust comes out, but holy moly, the grab bump just on the tippy toes of the Falstad, and then the stun landing onto the Falstad when he flew in. That's a pretty big pickup. That's a 50-second death timer onto the main frontliner. Cassia is here. We could now see this potential end in the bot lane. I doubted it. I should not have. And the boss is starting the siege. Can they continue to find these picks? The balls are bouncing. Malfurion and Orphea getting so low, but nobody did follow up. The wall going down. Falstad, you're in trouble. You got to get yourself to safety. Varian jumping in aggressively, has no follow-up damage. The boss sitting at about quarter health here. Oh my gosh, can they do it? They still have 25 seconds of a 4v5. They just have to find one more pick. Falstad getting caught out. Cassia not able to land the connect. Varian jumping himself in, but the stun is going to come out from the core, and everybody electing to back off. They're still hovering around, waiting for the Mal'Ganis. Grab bomb. Oh, it's got the Orphea. The stun does go out. Orphea gets absolutely obliterated. Mal'Ganis is going to try and get himself to safety, but the Black Hole comes out, catches the Varian. The Gust goes down, and oh, not able to finish off the kill, but the siege is back on for the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. They're doing their darndest to try and end this game here. Gazlowe getting very low, not able to tank this core, is still alive somehow, but ends up trading himself away to the Mei, able to get herself disengaged, and man, I thought they had it. That was absolutely insane. Like, just the pick after pick, the grab bombs are starting to connect. Everything's starting to come together for Mosley here in game 2. They're trying to get the camp steal, able to get it successfully, but they got to be careful. Mei can get herself away. The root goes down, the sleep goes down. Lucio gets himself rooted out here. The balls, again, are bouncing. Cassia able to get herself in a good position. The Carrion Swarm being popped, but Cassia, you got to be careful. Tassadar is not there. He's coming in, trying to provide the burst damage onto the Falstad. Sleep goes down onto the Cassia. The taunt, or sorry, not the taunt, the engage coming in, the charge from the Varian. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the minions are sieging and getting some damage down onto this top camp. Whoo! It's pretty much even Steven. I mean, this is going to create some sort of pressure here in the top lane, passive pressure, but win conditions are pretty much available for both teams. The side of Mosley maybe just stayed a little bit too long and then got a little staggered out over this camp, kind of split themselves apart, and Woodley Express, recognizing that, does an excellent job of jumping in on that. Mal'Ganis was like, go, 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 go. Malfurion was there with the roots. They're able to find a way to make it work and get some kills, and now they're back turning this map around. And here we go, the siege camp being picked up here in the top lane by the Mosley and the Arconauts. And now we're going to go see the rest of the camps try and be picked up. Tassia is still not alive for 7 more seconds, so they have to be very careful not to get picked out here by the Varian. Varian going for the siege camp here in the bot lane. And we'll see if this objective is going to be contested off. Falstad going in for the aggressive Gust, finds the Gust and the 4-man, but unfortunately there just was no follow-up. Now the grab bomb goes down, does not land onto anybody, and the camp is stolen by the side of Woodley Express. Mosley's got to run. They really are trying to just fight around that, but Cassia actually committing to staying, trying to follow up on this Mal'Ganis. The Eternal Feast is still feasting there. And the wall being put down for the disengage. They need to get their ultimates back online. They need to clear out all these minions. Thankfully, if they can clear these out, they should have all waves being cleared out before this final objective. And this is going to be, again, the third meat and potatoes, all the marbles. Take 3 here on this next objective. Mosley's got to, Gazlowe's sitting very low. Gonna have to back, so they're gonna have to come up with some sort of delay here. They cannot just give this up. Cassia rotating up. Everybody, ping's going out, but this is going to be a lot of camp pressure being pushed in. They got to find a fight and find it quick. Like, if they don't find this fight quick, thankfully the siege minion is going to stall out this bot lane. Top lane's going to push itself in. They really need to find a fight fast, though, for on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. Gazlowe coming in. All ultimates are available and online. The side of Wood League, they just got to delay. Like, that's all they're looking for, is just delay, let the minions crash, and that's what they're doing. Varian actually does get caught out here. The damage is going down. The parry already popped. The Eternal Feast actually being whiffed, and so the Eternal Feast is going to get no value. Varian continuing to fight with the Cassia, who is going to get the bouncing bomb value. That that is a pickup. Tassadar getting caught out. Grab bomb going down. Catches the Orphea. Orphea absolutely getting obliterated here, but able to turn it back around with that level 20 talent. Able to get the Chaos stacked high enough to heal herself. Malfurion going to go down. Tassadar needs to get a little bit of support. The Ice Wall coming in clutch, but unfortunately Malgadas was able to finish it off. Orphea able to channel that objective, and GG's coming out. The core was just getting obliterated during the entire time. Little too much siege pressure, and that will be the series 2-0 in favor of Wood League Express. Man, that was just absolutely excited. Like, holy moly. That was just an absolute gem of a series. Both games, Mosley looked like they were just almost out of it, and then able to find a way back into this game. Like it just, they were a few little miscues away in that bottom fight where it looked like they had the potential to end. Especially Tassadar landed a couple clutch walls catching off people. There just wasn't any follow-up. If they could have gotten those picks, I think they could have ended there in the bot lane. We'll have to go back. I'm sure they'll go back and analyze that, but I thought for a second there Mosley had that game won and we're going to be able to send us to a game 3. But my streak for game 3 series is now at an end this week. Let me see if I can get our victors Wood League Express in here for an interview. And where in the world? There we go, my captain's list. You can hear me typing away over there. If anybody has any if they have any type of questions they want to ask, throw them up in the chat. I'll try and see if I can get them in for our Victors Wood League Express here. They've got a lot of fans, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming out. We'll just kind of hang out and wait for our victors to come on in. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
This is High Admiral. I'm so glad I got to do the interview with you too, because we had so much debating going on. This is the Varian player coming out for Wood League Express, coming in with a 2-0 domination victory. How's the team feeling right now?
Our blood's on fire, man. That was a great match.
Yeah, I could imagine. It was just back and forth in both of those games. Absolutely gem. It was totally enjoyable to see. Coming into the series, going back, I believe, I have to look back at this. Did they get first map or did you guys get first map?
I believe they took first map pick and we took first pick, and then it swapped the next round.
Okay, so yeah, and we were going to Alterac Pass. Just run me through what the teams tried. I mean, you went with the Variant and double mage. Like, I just want to hear all about that composition, like why we decided to go with that composition and how you guys made it work so efficiently.
Hey man, high burst and healing prevention. That's really it. Like, we knew what we were up against going into it, and I think that we were just attempting to lock down the enemy as best as possible. And my team kicked ass. It was really fun.
So, I mean, the heated debate going into this is, were you going to go taunt Varian just because of the amount of burst you had onto the Maid, but electing to go with the Twin Fury? Just talk us through why you decided. I mean, you did it both games. Everybody was like, oh man, he went the Twin Fury instead of the taunt. Why did you decide to go with that? So just run us through your thought process on why you decided to go that route with the Varian, which we could see was highly effective.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. We got a 1 second. Meanwhile, while we wait for that second, thank you so much for Willard coming in with the 5 gifted subs there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so here's so Varian's ability to turn off people's healing is super important.
Yep.
And so the more targets you can hit, the more people that aren't healing, and the faster you take advantage.
Absolutely. So just trying to be like, you know what, I'm going to go slap around on all these people, get the anti-healing going down from the Variant, and see if we could just prevent them from getting themselves healthy again. Which actually, considering they had the Anduin with the Holy Word of Salvation, it seemed to be, a pretty big play for them.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that almost got us.
then going into the second objective, that's where it kind of really started to shine for the Wood League Express, coming out, getting the second objective, and then getting 2 keeps with it. I mean, who
Oh
made
yeah.
that call, and how were you guys able to make that kind of happen?
Oh, well, honestly, the momentum really came from Ice Queen. Like she put out enough damage that we were able to get kind of a forward foot there. And then I believe Novabot made the call for us to actually, I think this was based on one of your previous casts. Actually, you had said something about us needing to split and soak, or someone's cast, and so we went and we got that pressure on every single lane, and it made sense, dude. Like that worked.
I was gonna say you're with the fall, especially with the fall. Falstad, yeah, you guys had the Falstad game. What I believe. No, you didn't. No, you had the double mage. They had the Falstad. Or was there even a false set? I don't know. I'm getting my games all confused. Sorry about that. I was so
No, we
excited
had
for
a
that
full
game
set
too. I got to
second
remember
game.
what happened in game number 1. It was Vala and Cassia against Double Mage, so there was no false stat at all. I'm just making stuff up left and right. But ended up getting double keep, and at that point, it looked like just the pressure was so insurmountable that they had a pretty solid core defense there at the end. Looked like they may have comeback potential, but then you guys were like, wait a minute. Let's just go back and finish it off with, I believe it's like Varian and Orphea at the end, able to
Yeah,
get the kill. So
yeah.
Game 1 ends. Pretty exciting stuff coming out of Wood League Express. Also, love the team mounting. That was awesome. I
Thank
caught
you.
the whole thing on camera. That was
Oh,
fantastic.
nice, nice.
That's got to be like the team highlight right there. But going
Yeah.
into game number 2, you guys get map pick. Take us over to Garden of Terror and almost run it back with the exact same composition. Was that the plan going in? Like, you know what? If they're going to give us everything, let's just run it back.
No, I mean those aren't even our first picks. We just we were actually picking mostly reactively, um, as a preventative measure. So and that was orchestrated by Novabot. So we did really well. I think that Novabot's his insight on locking down the enemy team is really like what made the difference here. I might be in the team captain's chair, but that guy's callouts and his like game knowledge is really what's carrying us to victory. So
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
then yeah, and then the Sarah last healing just devastating.
I was gonna say I'm looking at it right now. 72k on Malfurion, pretty solid, and getting some pretty critical routes. I was gonna go into like you looked like you guys were in the driver's seat, and then all of a sudden you weren't, and they were pushing in on the core, getting pick after pick. Everybody was starting to stagger, but you guys found a way. Like, what was going through the team at that point? Was it like, oh no, we're out of this, or was it like, guys, we can find the pick, we can get ourselves back in this, and eventually turn it around in your favor?
Well, yeah, so their play was, I mean, fairly obvious from lock, right? Like they were going for a huge wombo setup. So all we had to do in order to stay alive when like after the team fight, and especially when all of us were down, was to just um we would just bait their ults out.
Hmm.
And once that was killed, their pressure as a team, like yeah, it was enough to push on us, but it wasn't enough to take down what they wanted to take down.
Right. So just kind of delay, catch the ultimates, get the timers going, and then it's like, okay, now we can counter engage and find the picks that we're looking for. And ultimately, like you said, outside of their wombo combo, you guys definitely had the stronger team fight. When they landed those wombos, it was uh-oh.
Yeah.
Um, but
Um.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, that's the thing though. You have to land them right. So, going with a wombo works well, until you run into someone that realizes what you're doing,
Yeah,
and then you just
absolutely.
turn it off.
And then just be like, you know what? We're not going to get caught up by this. Absolutely no
Yeah.
way. No way, no how. But all right, so getting the 2-0, I got to ask, in that entire chaotic series that was so fun to watch, who do you think was your team's MVP for that series?
Oh, dude, MVP was absolutely Ice Queen. She has really like grown as an Orphea player, especially in the last couple of weeks, has been practicing nonstop, and it really shows, like both from her ability to enter the engagement and her ability to pull out and assist the team's escapes. Like it's just impeccable, dude. Spot on.
Awesome. Yeah, giving up love for Ice Queen coming in for Orphea. I think the last time I casted you guys, Ice Queen was mentioned there as well. Like she's definitely coming into form here in the second half of this season. So it's exciting things to see coming out of Wood League Express. But before I go, I'm looking at chat, seeing if there were any questions, because I asked them if you guys had so many fans in chat tonight that I was like, if you guys have any questions, it doesn't look like there's any questions coming out from chat, but I will open the floor up to you. Any shout outs you'd like to give? Twitch chat, all is open. Go ahead.
Hey man, okay, so I'm just gonna shout out my team individually. Band-Aid, I love you. You're one of the greatest tanks I've ever seen. Will, your callouts are beautiful. We literally would not be a team without you. Ev, your damage and your targeting is like on a neurotic level of accuracy. It's kind of terrifying. And Sterilap, dude, like literally the staple holding it together. Like your placements for those sleeps, like those helped us get out. It was crazy excellent, and I'm very, very proud of all of you. Also, Ice, somebody told me that you were saying you'd want to play with us one day. You're welcome to join us anytime. We actually we run 10-man customs all the time in our own server, so if you want an invite, I'll hook you up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, dude, I'm always down. Like I throw up these like reimbursement things on my for the points you get on my channel. Like if you want to play Storm League, if you want to play ARAM, just reimburse it. I'll go play. I don't care. I absolutely love playing with all the viewers. It's a blast in there. I
Sounds
think
good,
I was
man.
playing with Ice Crown Citadel Knights the other night. We were playing like till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like,
Oh
oh man, I
man.
haven't stayed up this late in like years, and we were just having a blast. But awesome, yeah.
So what's the cost to get you to Storm League grind with us? What's
I, I
the
I don't know. I don't even know the numbers on my channel. I got to go find it out. But
Oh man.
secret OP, if you just send me an invite and I'm by myself, I'm more than likely just going to accept it. So,
I got you. I
but we
got
did
you.
get a question for you guys. Actually, we got a
Yeah.
question coming in from Moshi, who was just absolutely throwing down
Ha,
so much
Mochi.
support for you guys this entire game. Ended up getting a gifted sub from Sexy Exy as well, just because of the absolute flair he was throwing around. But he says, "Will any of you guys ever play Genji?"
Not in this lifetime.
Not. It looks like we did actually have another question I may have missed. They were curious, especially in that first game. Were you going to ever? Did you ever consider going Smash variant with the amount of burst damage that you had with the rest of the team?
Yeah, we talked through all of the builds. The Twin Blades won out. And while we were considering it, um, the reality is that we needed more than single target damage to win those fights, and Smash wouldn't have done that for us. So
Absolutely. Awesome. Love to hear it. There you go, fans. You got your answers. This has been High Admiral, variant extraordinaire coming at you from Wood League Express. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory. I can't wait to watch you guys play again here. And best of luck throughout the rest of your season.
yeah, man, thank you for casting. Yeah, I hope we get you for every game here on out, or whichever games we can get you for.
I hope so. And I'm so stoked for what's going to happen here in Division E down the road. I'm ready for playoffs already, and we're only in week 6. But have a
Same,
fantastic
same.
night.
You too, man.
Take care.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our Captain High Admiral coming in from Wood League Express, giving love to the entire team. You'll love to absolutely see it coming away with a 2-0 victory. I got to go back through and give Willard, before I forget, the massive, massive thanks coming in with the 5 gifted tier 1 subs to Ubdum. Let's see this, if I can do this. Roro Noah Mazzino, Mischief Hots. Mischief's here. Hey, Hot Mischief. Fuji. Oh, Fuji got one too. And Paper Tanks, all getting the gifted tier 1 subs. Congratulations to you all, and thank you so much, Willard. I will get those emotes up hopefully this weekend, and you guys will be able to enjoy them for the next month or longer, depending on how long you want to hang around this goofy channel watching some hot action in the evening. Let me see if there's anything else I got going forward. Again, thank you everybody coming in with the follows tonight. Band-Aid, Sexy XC coming in, Maestro, Tyrannix. Thank you guys so much for the follows. If you love HOTS and you want to catch more games, I'm casting as much as I can during the week, usually about 3 to 4 games, but I cast the late night games on the West Coast. So usually I'm casting around 7:30, 8 o'clock Pacific time, catching those 10:30, 11 o'clock night owls on the East Coast. But this rest of the week, I'm not casting tomorrow. Gonna have a date night. And then Thursday night, I have another matchup that will be at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern. We are going to see Mosley and the Arconauts go at it again on this channel, going up against Phoenix Rising Amethyst on Thursday night. That should be an absolute fun one as well. And then on Friday, or sorry, that's Thursday. Friday, I will not be casting. It is the wife's birthday. Happy birthday to wife. So we're going to be hanging out and have a fun weekend, and I will probably come back at it Sunday or Monday next week. I'll get my schedule out probably over the weekend. We could see that going forward. But that is everything for me tonight. I don't believe I see anything else in the chat. There's nobody else streaming, I don't believe. Let me see if anybody is still going at it. Everybody's signed off for the night. All NGS matches are canceled. Oh, no, wait. Jinxie's still going. We're going over to Jinxie's, guys. We're rating Jinxie's channel coming in. She looks like she's doing some Storm League or ARAMs. So make sure you go over there. Jinxie does some awesome casting. So drop a follow on her channel as well. But as for tonight, that is it for me. Have a fantastic... Oop, I got to make sure I spell her name. I always spell her name wrong. It's... Okay. It's 2 E's, 2 T's. There you go. I believe I got that. Perfect. There we go. That is it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fantastic evening. Hopefully, I'll see you back here on Thursday. If not, have a wonderful evening. Maybe I'll see you in Storm League. You can throw me an invite, and I'll be ready to go. Have a good night, all, and see you next time.